Okay, good day. So today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to use Microsoft Forms to create your online quiz for your learners as part of your teaching and learning process. So what is Microsoft Forms? Microsoft Forms is a simple, lightweight app that lets you easily create surveys, quizzes, and polls. So in educational institution, it can be used to create quizzes. We can also collect feedback from teachers and parents or plan class and staff activities. So how Microsoft Forms works. First, you have to build your form. In less than 30 minutes, you can create your own form as quizzes. So after creating your form, you can send it to anyone using their email, or you can also embed a link for them to go to your forms and answer. And then after the learners answered your linked or shared forms, you can see the real-time results, how they respond to your forms. You can get the results. So to demonstrate, of course, you have to go to the link https://forms.office.com. So you have to open your browser, Google Chrome or Firefox, or what is your preferred browser to open your website or web page. Okay, so while you are typing your browser, the URL in your browser, I'm going to demonstrate to you a sample of Microsoft Forms quizzes created. So I have here the header, the information, details, and then of course the quiz to be taken. And so there is a required field noted with asterisk. So they have to input their names, also their sections, and then click next. Then they can view now the questionnaire. So after they answered all questions, they can submit their answers. Then click submit. So if there is a required field na hindi naman nasagutan ni learners, no? So yan, so i-mark niya. So they can answer. Then click submit. And so the learners also can view their results. And so we got 4 perfect scores. So Juan de la Cruz, 12 bands. So he got correct in question number 3, number 4, and number 5, also with number 6. Okay, so how do we create our own forms? So again, go to this link, forms.office.com. So type in your URL, forms.office.com, then hit enter. Of course, you have to log in your account in Microsoft using Microsoft Forms. And so when you log in your account, you will see this interface. So we have here the My Forms. Then we have 2 options, new form and new quiz. So what is the difference between new form and new quiz? So the difference between the two, in new quiz we can give points. We can also set what is the correct answer. We can also put a remarks why it is the correct answer. No. So since we are going to use Microsoft Form as a quiz, online quiz as part of our teaching and learning process, so we have to hit new quiz. Then you will see this screen. We have here the two tabs, the question and then the responses. So let us first use the question tab. But first of all, before we continue, there is another option here, the preview. Of course, the preview, if you want to preview your created forms, you can click preview. But since we have not yet created our quiz, so let's go back to it later. Then also you can set the theme. So you have to set what themes you want, and you can choose. Then also we have here the share. So we will skip it. We will go back to this part later after discussing. And what is the most important is the ellipsis button. Before we create our quiz, you have to click this part. Why? Because we need to set the settings of our Microsoft Form quiz. So click the settings, then this one will appear, settings. So the settings is enabled for the option quiz, show results automatically, so leave it as is. Then the question, who can fill out this form? So we can choose only people in the organization. If they are included in your organization, they can see your forms. But if you're not sure if they are included in your forms, you have to use anyone with the link can respond. Lahat ng pinadala natin ng link, they can see kung ano yung laman ng forms natin. So you have to select it, anyone with the link. Okay. And then we also have here the option responses. So the default is accept responses, of course. You can also use what is the start date and the end date of your Microsoft Form quiz. You can also check the shuffle question. It is very important na kung gusto mo nagsha-shuffle yung question mo, check mo na siya agad. Kasi pag di mo siya chinek and then nakapag-create ka na ng mga questions mo, hindi mo na siya ma-check pa later. So, dapat sa umpisa pa lang ay ma-check na natin si shuffle question. Then you can also customize your thank you message. Yung thank you message, yun yung after the answer. If you want to customize it, you can put check to customize your message. So under notification, if you want to receive or send an email to your respondent, you can check the send email. And if you want to be notified for each responses, you have to click get email notification. Okay, so after setting the setup of our Microsoft Form quiz, let us now move on with the question tab. So in my question tab, you can see here the untitled quiz and the add new button. Okay, so our Microsoft Form quiz is divided into two parts, the header part and the body. So let us first work on with the header. So for the untitled quiz, just click it and then type the name of your school, Parada National High School. And then if you want to include the logo of your school, you must click this icon, the insert image. So click the icon, and then you have the option if you want to search from Bing, if your school logo is already uploaded on the internet. And then if you have your logo in your OneDrive, you can choose OneDrive and then select the image. In our case, let us upload the logo of your school on your computer. So of course you have to locate where is the location of your school logo. So click the logo and then click open. Then let's wait to upload the image at this part. So while we are waiting to upload it, let us type the additional information about our school header, that is Parada Santa Maria, Bulacan. And so I can include senior high school since I'm in a senior high school department. Okay, so under the enter a description, let us click it and then let us provide the subject. In my case, I'm in ICT Empowerment Technology. And then let us add the topic for this quiz. For example, Introduction to World Wide Web. And then quiz number 1. And so it is important to indicate what quiz number is that, so that you can easily check and record the results of your learners. Okay, so we are already through with our header part. So let us now add the body. So in the body, we can separate or divide it into two sections. The first section is to get the details of your learners, like full name and then the grade and section. And then the second section is for the questionnaire part. So let us now click the Add New button. So when you click the Add New button, these options may appear. No, choice, text, rating, date. And then click the arrowhead down. And then you will see other options like ranking, Likert, file upload, net promoter score, and then the section. So for this tutorial, let us first add the section. Since sabi natin, we need to separate the information details and then the questionnaire. So let us use section. And so we have now our first section. So for our first section, let us put information details. Then under the description, let us enter, please provide the correct information. So let us now add text for these information details to ask the full name of our learners. And so number 1 question, we need to ask for the full name of our learners, full name. So let us indicate what format we want to get from our learners, like for example the surname first name, the first name, and then the middle initial, surname. Surname is given name, middle initial. And so next, wala tayong ilalagay na add answer kasi ito ay details lang ng ating learners. So wala rin tayong ilalagay sa points. Hindi rin natin i-enable yung long answer kasi hindi naman paragraph yung ating hihingi. So ang long answer ay for long sentences lang, like a paragraph. So we need to require. So para hindi ma-skip ni learners yung part na to, kailangan mag-input siya ng kanyang name. Okay, so let us now add another field which is text also. For our question number 2 is the grade, and section. So again, wala tayong bibigyan ng correct answer, wala ring points, and then required. Okay na. So we're done for the information details section. So let us now add another section for the questionnaire. So click add, and then arrowhead, and then section. So for section number 2 is our questionnaire. So let us enter a description, like for example the instructions you want to give to your learners. So for example, select the best answer. General lang po gawin natin so that mag-fit po siya dun sa ating mga different type of choices or way of answering the question. So pwedeng select or give. Select or give the best answer. Okay, so for question number 1, for this tutorial, let us use the option choice. No, since we already used the text, let us use choice first for this tutorial. So click choice, then give your question. So take note, it will start with the number 3, although this is our first question. Why number 3? Because we use number 1 for the full name, number 2 for the grade and section. So now for number 3 is our first question. For example, this input device is used to enter a character and characters and numbers, even symbols. And so for option number 1, let us write mouse, let us write keyboard, and then we can add another options because we have only 2 options given. So for example, monitor. And so since the correct answer for this is the keyboard, so click the keyboard and then make sure that you have to check this as the correct answer. And at the middle, there is a display message. So we have to, if you want to give detailed information why keyboard is the correct answer, you have to input a message for the respondents. For example, because keyboard is composed of letters, numbers, and symbols. Then you have to give points. For example, 1 point for this question. And then the options multiple answer must not be enabled. Just leave it as is. But we need to require it so that the learners cannot skip this question. Okay, so let us now again add another question. Then choose choice again. And then let us now use the multiple answers. So enable natin multiple. When you enable multiple, take note for the radio button. It will become a box. Why? Because you can select 2 or more answer for this multiple answer. So for example, our question, what are the devices? What are the input devices? That is our question. So let us again use mouse, keyboard as our option, and then the third one, add another, which is monitor, similar to the first question choices. Then let us add for this because we have 2 correct answers. So let us give 2 points for this pag nakuha niya. So mouse is the right answer, and then keyboard is the right answer as our input devices. Okay. Okay, now, so let us add another. Let us choose text as our option to answer the question. So, this device is used to display images and text. And so, what would be the correct answer? So we have to click add answer. The answer is monitor. Then the point should be 1. So we can add another answer as acceptable answer. For example, monitor. All letters are capital. And then it's same. It's the same. Sorry. The answer is monitor. Okay, let us add another question. So this is the last one. We need to use the ranking. Ranking. So for the ranking, we have to set the options in correct order. So when you share this quiz, option will appear in random order. So nag-change daw siya. So ang kailangan lang natin gawin is to arrange it in order. So for example, my question is, what is, or arrange the following in order on how to turn off the computer properly. Yan. For example, our first option, of course, click the start button or window icon on window icon. Then second step is click shutdown. Then wait for the computer to completely turn off. Then add another option, unplug the computer. And that is the steps or the way to use Okay, so we are now already through in creating our Microsoft Form quiz questions. So let us now go back with the preview. So after creating your questions, you can now preview your work. So that is the preview of our work. So you can see here the header that we already created. And then the first section, which has the information details, the full name, grade, and section. And then we have here the next button. Because if you still remember, we use two sections for the body, which is section 1 and then section 2. Section 1 is our information details. Then when you hit next, it will move on to the section 2, which is the questionnaire. But because the field that is noted with an asterisk is required, so we have to put a name. So we ask our learners to please provide the correct information about them. So for example, grade 12 bonus, then click next. Then it will go to the section number 2, which is the questionnaire part. Then they must answer all the questions, and then they will hit submit. So that is the preview of our created Microsoft Form quiz in a computer. Then we have two options here to view it in mobile. So in mobile version, this is how it looks like. You can hit back, and so that's the preview of our Microsoft Forms. So let us now move on with the share. So we are already through with the preview, the theme, and the ellipsis button, which is the settings. So the most important part is the share. How will you share it to your learners? So click share, and then you can choose anyone with the link can respond. Or only people in organization can respond. But to make safe, let us choose anyone with the link can respond, since we're going to share the link. Now just copy the link, or you can click this one and then click Ctrl+C on your keyboard, but simply click copy. So when you click copy, every learners na bibigyan mo ng link na ito, I can respond, or they can answer your Microsoft form quiz. Okay, another option is by using a QR code. No? You can download the QR code and then send it to your learners, or you can embed. If you have a website, you can embed it, or using OneNote and using Sway, you can use Microsoft Forms, or you can send it to their email response. So in response, you can view if the learners already answered your shared Microsoft Forms. You will see how many respondent responses to your Microsoft Forms shared, and then what are their score, and then their status. So you can review their answers, you can post their scores, and then you can open it also in Excel. Thank you.